Every morning, the countdown begins for the markets with meticulous research and analysis designed to help you capitalize on the trading day. Beaming live from the CNBC TV 18 Motilal Oswal studio.
Good morning. You're with us here on a fresh new edition of Bazaar Morning Call. Friday morning, last day of the week, but an important one. Not very much from overnight global markets, but it's a decisive day because RBI NPC decision comes out in the next few hours, and I think market focus entirely on it. Not just the decision, but the commentary as well. We're coming to you from the CNBC TV 18 Motilal Oswal studios. I'm Prashant, Surabhi and Nigel with me. Guys, morning.
Hi guys, morning. I was just thinking, good thing that state dignitaries like President Putin, they don't fly civil. They have their own jets. Otherwise, it's a complete chaos. It's total nightmare up in the skies. And we'll hope that it eases out. But those are the other shots that came through. Yeah. Prime Minister Modi receiving President Putin. And then there was a private dinner that happened last night. And today is completely filled, chock-a-block, back-to-back engagements. And of course, from the market perspective, we're going to watch out for anything that comes out on additional defense deals.
Well, that's right. We'll keep an eye out on that particular meeting. But, the mood in the market is quite somber. Interest levels are quite low, I think. So in the GIFT Nifty, the last time I checked, it had moved nothing. Not even a point here or there. So that's the kind of mood. But I think we get our cue coming in from the RBI governor, and the verdict could be split. So we'll see what comes out of that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lata will come in and just a bit on that. And of course, then she heads to the Reserve Bank headquarters. Let's just take it from the top, right? That's the clock going down to the decision at 10 o'clock this morning. Now, RBI MPC decision at 10 a.m. This morning. That's the big one. And just think about it, right? I mean, if you go back, 5, 6, 7 days back, it was a different looking picture. I mean, the rupee was still, above 88, around 88.50. And this move that we've seen in the last few sessions was not there. So there is a rupee which has gone into the mix, which has kind of complicated the situation as well. Markets are expecting a 25 basis point cut. So that's the first thing. At least from a stock market point of view, they're always hoping for a rate cut, more spending, all that kind of stuff. But if you poll economists, bond market participants, etc., I think it's a bit more divided. And Lata will talk to all of this a little bit more as we go along. So it's not just the 25 basis point, whether we get it or not, but of course, also what they think about the currency, whether there is a change in forex management strategy from the Reserve Bank of India, whether they're letting the rupee adjust and, not defend it as vigorously because, a lot of the factors are against the currency at this point in time, so no point wasting reserves. So, I think all of that is in focus as well, and I think that's why this becomes a very, very important one. Yesterday, just to complete that point, we saw a massive move. We got to 90.42, which was the low, and then we ended at 89.97. So, 45 paisa move coming through from the lows all the way to the close. So that was quite something. Russian President Putin is in India. It's visuals, etc. we put out earlier. Today, talks around defense, energy, trade. So, and of course, then President Putin flies out later tonight. So it's a 2-day visit. Got here yesterday and then goes back today. U.S. equities, just to come to that now, S&P was up a little bit. The Nasdaq was up about 0.2% or so. In single stocks, Meta was up 3.5% and Intel was down 8%. One decided to curb spending. The other decided to not increase spending, but keep, one of its units, which the market, that is Intel, which the market thought it's going to get rid of. So it tells you a market mood out there. Weekly jobless claims came through in terms of macro data. It's the lowest since 2022. And of course, it's added to the confusion about the labor market picture. Remember, we just got data which showed that, the labor market the private payrolls number showed that the job market was pretty okay. And now, of course, it was weak. And now, of course, the weekly claims data is showing that, it's strong. Macro markets, 10-year yield went up 4 basis points, I guess largely attributable to the jobless number. Dollar index moved about 0.25%, so 2 days now, about 0.75% move. We're back above 99. Oil prices, they've been bouncing around, but without too much direction. 63 or so is where Brent prices stand. Today we get RBI, and next Wednesday we get the FOMC decision as well. There's much more clarity there. 25 basis point. I mean, I think the betting markets, etc., have all moved to that. And just to sort of tie in the levels, there's not too much movement one way or the other. It's been sideways. Yesterday there was an attempt at a bounce, but we finally closed with just 20-30 odd point gain on the Nifty. But we managed to save the 20-day moving average once again. That is on the Nifty. So the 20 days becomes the pivotal level, has been the pivotal level. 25,967 is the 20-day moving average as of yesterday's close. For the Nifty Bank, we're not there yet, but the 20-day stands at 58,934. Not very far away either. GIFT Nifty gives you a quick sense of how we're likely to start. The implied open is 1.5 odd point change. So quieter and quieter into the end of the year. That's what it looks like. Nigel has walked across to present the F&O stats and positioning. Nigel, over to you.
Well, the RBI Governor Q is going to be most important today. And in fact, if you look at it in the last 1 week, a week or so ago, you would have bet that 60-40 probability in favor of a cut. But now, post the weakness that we have seen in the rupee as well as the strong GDP print, maybe in fact, it's pretty much even-steven. So the RBI Governor's Q is going to be most important that you get 2 hours into the trading session. Moving to the data points that we got overnight, well, the FIs, they were sellers, but at least that selling number has come down. From a net sell number from 3,000 crores, that's come down to sub 2,000 crores. And net, the institutions were buyers in trade yesterday. What about the F&O market? On index futures, they've been gradually adding shorts. And yesterday was no different. Close on 7,000 contracts is what they added on the short side. And now in percentage terms, from sub 80% on the short side, the FI short positioning has moved to around 87%. Similar is the case in absolute terms as well. You know, the short positioning from around 80,000 contracts has moved to around 1.2 lakh contracts on the short side. So you wanted shorts in the system? Well, your wish is granted because the FIs are net short, while the clients are gradually moving towards that 1 lakh contracts on the long side. That combination not so bad, and as I've been saying earlier as well, the markets are not moving up, but the follow through on the downside isn't coming as well. So the hope is that those shorts get caught on the wrong side. Moving to the options data, then 2 strikes are fairly active, 26,100 call, 18 lakh shares getting added out there, and the 26,000 put as well. Fair bit of open interest built up. And this put is clearly telling you that the bulls are betting on that 25,900 mark holding out, because there has been writing that we've seen at these levels. So you put in a range, you have the 20 DMA, you have the recent low as well at around the 25,900 mark, becomes most important to support on the downside. Resistance, though, comes in at around the 26,350, which we have attempted to move to in the last few trading sessions as well. So that's going to be the important mark. The Nifty Bank needs to lead the way. The Q from the RBI Governor is important. It's still trading comfortably above that 20 DMA. So that's the one that will have to get back to its winning ways. Just one more stock, Reliance Industries. Towards the end of trade yesterday, it saw a sharp downtick. Interesting to see whether or not Reliance Industries as well can fight back in today's trading session, because towards the end of trading session, you did see a bit of a dip. So I'll keep an eye out on this big boy.
Absolutely. And then that ratings upgrade has come through. And let's see if that improves sentiment on Reliance as well. By the way, on the Asian screens, sentiment is fairly subdued. You've got major markets like Japan falling. There's some red on the Hong Kong Hang Seng as well. The Japanese bond yield is the biggest talking point. It's reaching historic levels. It's almost at the doorsteps of 2%. 1.94 was the high this morning. And that is making people fairly nervous with respect to what happens next. Again, it's quite flat, at least for today, 155. Let's pull up the implied open and see what the GIFT Nifty is suggesting. A cautious start, that's perhaps what we're in for, absolutely flat. So it could go either ways. We'll see.